All right, let's get it. Welcome into Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you are having a fantastic weekend. A loaded show coming your way on the docket for today's episode. But first, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the show. Last summer during the offseason, we had the most historic stretch in the history of Golden State Warriors Today. And now going into the offseason, we're starting to pick up that momentum. You want to be a part of everything that we're doing here, especially if you want to stay in the know with all things Dubs and all of the moves that they make this offseason to try to bolster that roster back up to get back to NBA championship contention. So subscribe to the show. 872 people away from 56,000 subscribers. This is the largest independently run Warriors channel here on YouTube. So on today's show, going to take your questions about all of the most recent happenings around this organization. Let's start off with this one from City Boy 5950. Appreciate you for chiming in and being a part of the show, City Boy. I would do that Jaylen Brown trade, no question, which we talked about earlier this week, then turn around and package Jordan Poole in a trade for either Karl-Anthony Towns or Mikal Bridges. Both trades are way better than the current talks of trading for LeBron. I see where you're coming from with the LeBron notion there, just because he's 38 years old, and there's a lot of wear and tear on those tires. Although, I will say, throughout this playoff run, everybody wants to focus on how the Lakers were swept. LeBron James is really good throughout this playoff run. Did he get a little bit tired toward the end of that Lakers-Nuggets series when those games are really close? Yeah, a little bit. Could have played better ball. He also could have had a little bit of help from that roster as well. So for Jaylen Brown, younger player in his mid-20s, made it to an all-NBA team this year. I actually disagree on Karl-Anthony Towns. You might look at the raw numbers and say that he's a top 5 big in the NBA. I actually don't think Cat is a top 5 big in the NBA. I think you go Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, there's somewhat of a drop-off there to Bam Adebayo. And then the centers after that, I'd rather have Domantas Sabonis over Karl-Anthony Towns. I might take Brook Lopez coming off an all-NBA caliber season defensively over a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns because he's a little bit mentally soft in my opinion, to put it lightly. 21 points per game, cool. 8 rebounds, nice. He can shoot the three, nearly 50% on his field goals, but I just don't know how well he fits in to this Warriors team, and in the pressure cooker, how will he play? As for Mikal Bridges, I love the player. The growth that we've seen from him over the last several years has been really, really impressive. 20 points per game this year. Nobody really saw that coming. And nobody really saw him developing a handle, being a consistent three-point shooter where he's knocking down about 38% of those attempts, 47 from the field. And with the Brooklyn Nets, he was the number one go-to offensive option. He certainly succeeded within that as well. So, pick a player here. Who would you go with, Karl-Anthony Towns or Mikal Bridges? Cat for Cat, MB for Bridges. Let us know. Sound off in the comment section right now. Mr. No Face up next. I would say that Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, and 2 first-round picks for Jaylen Brown. That might get it done, actually. You know, that's a pretty solid deal. We'll see what happens with the Boston Celtics against the Miami Heat. They were down 3-0. Now that series is 3-2. Game 6 coming up here in just a little while. And if the Warriors get Jaylen Brown, that fixes some of their problems, right? Where you get a really good wing player who I don't necessarily think is the number one option. And then for the Celtics, I think they need an initiating guard a little bit more. Malcolm Brogdon, good. Marcus Smart, culture changer, right? But Jordan Poole can be that guy to initiate the scoring output offensively, and he doesn't necessarily clash with Jason Tatum because he's not a wing. Jonathan Kuminga, then you put him in that front court, Boston could become really, really scary. And because Jaylen Brown is already a polished player, all-NBA guy this year, you have to get those 2 first-round picks in that deal as well. Brian Escobar, the Warriors don't need a home run trade. Jordan Poole for Dorian Finney-Smith or Yuta Watanabe saves the Warriors money, adds defense, toughness, and shooting, but most importantly, improves team chemistry. It's crazy, right? Because the Warriors have won 4 championships over the last 9 years. We've never really talked about a team with the Warriors that has lacked team chemistry. But this year, it kind of got off to a weird start after Draymond Green had socked Jordan Poole. But as more information comes out about that, Was Draymond Green sticking up for his teammates because he felt as though Jordan Poole was carrying himself in a particular manner he didn't agree with? Was Draymond Green sticking up for Steve Kerr because there's some buzz out there that Jordan Poole wasn't being respectful of Steve Kerr? How could you not do that? The guy's won 4 championships, was a great executive, played alongside Michael Jordan, won titles, and with the San Antonio Spurs was a championship-level player. Dodo, intriguing player because he gives you some size. He is kind of that 3-and-D wing that he's developed into over time, and I think he would be a good roster fit for Golden State. You guys are bringing the heat today. Absolutely love to see it. You know who also brings the heat? Bird dogs. And with summer coming up right around the corner, those temperatures going to be heating up. And if you want to heat up your wardrobe, do so with Bird dogs. Gym shorts with the built-in liner. Their pants are also really, really comfortable as well. If you're looking for shorts that not only look great but feel great too, look no further than Bird dogs. As a regular viewer of Warriors today, you know we're all about personal stories like what Steph Curry has become for the Warriors, Klay Thompson coming back from the injuries, and Bird dogs has one to share as well. It's springtime. I personally have been wearing Bird dogs for their amazing fit. Not only do they make me look great, but they make me feel confident and comfortable all day long. I love their stretchy fabric. Bird dog shorts hug your legs in all the right places while still allowing for freedom of movement. If you don't believe me, try them out for yourself. Click the link in the description below. Head to birddogs.com, and when you enter our exclusive promo code CHAT, you get a free Yeti-style tumbler. What I also love about these shorts, which I'm wearing right now, if you want to see some leg here, you saw the built-in liners for sure. It's the flexibility, as you can see right there, but also the versatility to them. You can wear them with a dress shirt. You can wear them with a hoodie. You can wear them with the golf polo like this. Anything for any occasion. Birddogs.com, promo code CHAT. Cash Irwin. My middle name is actually Irwin. For Embiid, I want Thompson, Poole, and 1 first-rounder. So you're saying, are you a Sixers fan saying that? Because you're saying for Embiid, I want Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, 1 first-rounder. Look, if I'm Philadelphia, I want Jordan Poole in the deal because I need some offense for what I'm losing in giving away the NBA's leading scorer over the last 2 years in points per game. And as a big, that's really impressive, although the playoff points per game down as compared to the regular season the last 2 years. So I want Jordan Poole. A first-round pick, that's cool as well. I also want a younger player, though, because if I'm going to restart my franchise, I need a Jonathan Kuminga and or Moses Moody. I honestly might take Kuminga and Moody over Klay Thompson because of Klay Thompson's age, the fact that he's a little bit inconsistent at this point. Most importantly, though, going into the final year of his contract. So what if you trade Embiid and then Klay Thompson walks after 2023, 2024? Then all you have is Jordan Poole and a first-round pick. Somewhat problematic. JV, what up? Golden State, they need bigs to substitute for Kevon Looney. I agree. I've been saying this for a really long time. That was the whole point of Golden State drafting James Wiseman. Now, at that point, did they draft for need instead of best player available? Potentially. You know, you could have gone LaMelo Ball there. He could have helped you maybe a little bit more in the immediacy as compared to James Wiseman. I didn't hate the pick at the time because I do like Wiseman's game, but he barely played at Memphis because of those joke of the NCAA rules that nowadays might not even be a thing, honestly, with the changes and everything that's going on in the college landscape with name, image, and likeness. But you need backup bigs for Kevon Looney because against the Lakers, you were exploited with the lack of size. You didn't have a backup center that you could play. The drafting of Wiseman made sense, but his timeline just did not fit the Warriors' timeline. Name a player the Warriors should trade for. Drop us a name down in the comment section right now. We'll start to run through these questions a little bit more quickly here. The Guru, let's see if you're a basketball guru. Signed Brook Lopez, who is an unrestricted free agent, cost 0 draft picks, and he's a shot blocker, rebounder, and tray shooter. So he can shoot that 3 ball as well. So his numbers this past year were really, really good, and this is why I said I'd rather take him than Karl-Anthony Towns. Look, if you need to win over the next couple of years, I think he's a better winning player. He's a better defensive player. He can knock down the 3 just like Cat as well. He's put together a couple of really, really good seasons here. His brother, nowhere near as close. His brother never evolved his game. Brook Lopez has. When he was at Stanford with his brother, he was primarily on that low block. He has extended his game out to the three-point arc, offensively, defensively as well. Edgar Guillen, what do you guys think about the Warriors going for Jordan Clarkson and Cam Johnson, trading away Jordan Poole to make some space? Clarkson can score and not play defense just like Jordan Poole. Cam Johnson gives you some wing ability. Clarkson this past year for Utah, he's really been a solid player for the Jazz the last couple of years. He's also kind of changed the tune of his NBA career as an offensive player coming in off the bench. He's not a starter coming in off the bench, though. I like it. He just doesn't give you any defense, 20 points per game this year. If there's one of the two players that I can get because they're on two different teams, so it'd have to be a three-team trade in order to bring both of them in, I think I might go Cam Johnson. Three-point shooter who can play some really, really good defense. Damian LaRoche, I'm very disappointed you haven't referenced yourself as the content daddy in a really long time. Damian, everybody get together. You can call me the content daddy right now. We've been putting together some great content here on the show. So, content daddy. Content daddy. That's for you, Damian. Have some fun with it. If you made it to the end of the video, real one, roll call, just like Damian and all the other daddies out there. We appreciate all of you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and keep it locked for the best Warriors coverage right here on YouTube.